This is, I think, our first warm day of the year. It's in the high 70s, I think. It's pretty warm out. So I'm working on air conditioners finally. This is my 8,000 BTU EQK that I got last fall. I pulled this out of the screened-in porch, and then replaced it with a, I think it's a 9,000 BTU Medea of some sort. I can't really remember. It was something that the person bought, so yeah. This thing had a charge on it, but it was replaced because it was malfunctioning and it wasn't really big enough to do the space. When I got it over here, I plugged it in and messed around with it, and this thing shorted out. It didn't short out instantly. It shorted out after a while, and I found out where it was. It's this wire here. Really malleable. This is the wires that go to the fan motor. So this one here, I think this is the common, and then the black and the red are also the same material. Very malleable. I'm checking these out here, looking for other spots where they might be frayed, but it was rubbing up against a case, and I don't really know what, but it just made that happen. This thing has a Westinghouse fan motor in it, surprisingly. I would have expected this to have an Emerson fan motor in it, being that it is made by Emerson, and the typical Tecumseh AE compressor with Emerson sticker on it. Here's the case and the back grill. This thing was kind of a pain to uninstall. When this was actually uninstalled, it actually was pulled out from the outside. There's the caulk and stuff around it, which I had to get off with a scraper. There's the grill, very faded Emerson label. There's the little door that covers the compressor on that. So that one is being worked on. And then over here is the Kenmore. It's been cleaned up and it's ready for service. So I'm gonna plug this one in and we're gonna fire this one up. I have to get the cord out first, but this one should be ready to go. And actually, for the heck of it, we'll run it on a kilowatt meter so you can actually get some energy and amp readings and stuff, because some people like that. Plus, I wanted to check out how much this draws. This has a universal motor in it, which is surprising, with oil ports, which I did oil, and a Matsushita rotary. I'm pretty much just worrying about watts and amps right now. Those are the two things I typically look at. We'll do fan only first. Do high fan. There's probably water that's going to squirt out of the vents. 101 watts exactly. $94, and then on low it's 87. I'm more worried about amps when the compressor turns on, and we'll flip it on and see what our maximum current draw is. I don't know why it's pulling 3.5 volts when it's off, but got about 355 volts there. And then amps, we got 3.21. So 5,000. I already built up head pressure. This thing runs really good. Already feels ice cold. It's crazy hot out today. I'm not surprised if we get a bunch of condensate pulling out of this. There's going to be another video of this in the future when there's Matsushita dead silent. Sanyo makes my favorite rotary, but Matsushita is probably second in place, followed by GE. While that's running, we'll have a look here at the Central, the 2016 Tappan, which is running fine, made by Nordyne with its infamous microchannel. It's working pretty good. And that's off right now. It's on the timer that comes on for 30 minutes and then goes off for another 30 minutes, and I attempt to save energy. But that's the Crossley. I'm not running any of the garage units right now. I might fire up the Frigidaire later. It's probably going to get hot enough, but let's come back over here to the Kenmore. Sounds pretty good. Feels ice cold coming out of here. It's not the coldest I ever felt, but yeah. My temperature sensor is kind of being a jerk with me. I think it needs a new battery. So we're going to turn this off. I'm going to go over there to the Emerson, and then we're going to fix that up real quick. And I'm just going to put a wire nut on it, plug it in, and see if it gives me an issue. If it gives me an issue, we have a problem. If it runs fine, we're good. I think anyway, that's how that works. So we have our connection on with the wire nut. I have some screws. I don't know where we put them, but we're going to just use one to hold this up here because there's live connections back here that are uninsulated, and I don't want to break anything, so let me get a screw on that. Let's see how the Kenmore's doing. Oh, that feels amazing. It's really cold outside right now. Ooh. 4 amps. So we're running for watts, 450. This is about the same as a modern unit. I'd say some of the modern units, they can be a bit more efficient. I'm gonna do it full fan again, because that's probably where most of it's at. The wind was so strong, I just blew the control door. I've had the garage door open here, and a bunch of wind blew in and knocked the room off the shelf and fucked that up, which is nice. So that's our current temperature there. I mean, temp wattage. Let's turn this off, and then we will go fire up the Emerson. Awfully windy out. Let's fire this up and see what happens. We're gonna do, I'm not getting shocked by it, we're gonna do low. Well, that was an issue. It just tripped the mini breaker. And there's smoke coming off of the capacitor. I wonder if our capacitor is bad. So, unplug that. Let's reset the breaker and I'll be right back. Really awful smell. I have another vintage air conditioner in here that I've parted out. And if the capacitor is the right size, I might be able to use it. Actually, I think I may have taken... Oh yeah, this has the separate capacitor stuff on it. Anyway, this is the old Suburban window air conditioner. It's dated 1979. I guess I'm going to stop here with the Emerson because I don't really know. I'm going to let it sit for a while, probably a few weeks and something, just to let this compressor decharge. So, it's not a short in the wiring like I thought it was. It's something with this capacitor, which I have to figure out how that's mounted in there. Oops. I don't even know how this thing comes out. Oh. Slides, I guess. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that will do it. So, yeah, I guess this thing needs a new capacitor. So, need to get a capacitor for a 70s Emerson Quiet Cool for AE. I guess if I wanted to, I could take one out of the Crosley. Actually, I have another air conditioner up here. 8,000 BTU Emerson Quiet Cool with a bad compressor. It's sitting right here, and it's hard to see because the lighting up here is now trash. That should be right here. And there's a look at that Matsushita if you want to see it. It's a shame this compressor died. This one ran really good. That looks like it would be the same type of capacitor. And thankfully, this one's like kind of discharged, so I don't really have to worry about this one being all fricked up. I just have to figure out the right way to go about removing it. I'll probably make a part 2 to this when I get this thing apart and put this this capacitor on the other Emerson. So, I'll see you shortly, and thank you very much for watching, and keep the breeze.